Hey guys, it's Moody here, and welcome to a battle I have. It's post-narrated once again because I did have a huge amount of battles on my streams. Probably like 6 or 7 total over the 2 days that I did on Sunday and Monday. And I will be streaming actually in a couple hours, and you guys can join, maybe have some battles. I'm also going to be giving away some haluchas, and I'm going to be streaming with Magnitude as well, and probably going for a while. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like. It was actually really fun. We did it on stream, so some of you, if you were at the stream, you already have seen this battle, but it was a lot of fun. I make a lot of predictions, and I see that on Team Preview, he has Exploud, which I don't really have much to take it. I thought he might lead off with Mamoswine to set up Stealth Rocks, so I thought leading off with Swampert was the best option. And I also wasn't really too worried because I had Defog. He also had a Quillfish, which he was trying out. Wasn't too happy about Lantern, though, because it might have Voltazorb, and I have a Zapdos, which obviously does not help me in the slightest. So, I mean, we'll see how it goes. It was just a bunch of Pokemon that I felt like trying out and just, like, having fun with, but it's basically the same for both sides, and throughout the battle, he did not know what, like, Empoleon did, and it was just, like, the funniest thing ever. So, he let off a Flygon, which I wasn't intimidated by at all, really. I mean, I am bulky, so I figured I could take whatever attack he hit me with, and I went for Waterfall just for super effective damage. I honestly thought that he might switch out. That's why I went for Waterfall as opposed to Avalanche. But it takes it out with a Grit, which probably mattered a lot. So he goes into Quillfish now, which has Intimidate. It lowers my attack, so there's no reason for me to stay in at all, even though I do have a super effective Earthquake. So I ended up switching out. I went into my Empoleon because I figured he was either going to attack me a Water-type attack, or set up Spikes, or, I mean, that's pretty much all Quillfish can do, or attack me with a Poison-type attack. So I figured Empoleon's the best option here, and I went into Empoleon. And then I go for Stealth Rocks. Stealth Rocks is perfectly fine because he doesn't, like, on his team, he didn't really seem to have a Defogger. Although I do have Defog, which kind of makes it counterintuitive later on if he sets up with some other Pokemon. So here I go into Swampert, expecting an electric type attack. I get hurt by Spikes. He goes for Substitute. And I know I'm in trouble because I am probably going to die to a Scald or a Surf or anything from this range. Even though I am a Salt Vest, I really do not think Swampert can take it because it turns out the Lantern has Life Orb. It's Life Orb Substitute, which is an interesting set. I haven't seen it used before. I've usually seen the especially defensive set, if anything. So now I go back into Charizard. I figure I can Mega Up, and he can't really, like, I mean, he can attack me for neutral damage, but he can't attack me for super effective damage. So I just go for Earthquake to get rid of the sub, because the sub is going to be the biggest problem right now. And he ends up going for Surf just for some stab, which is fine because I'm neutral to it because of my dragon typing. So I take a lot from that. I'm not happy with that. So I switch out. I really thought that he was going to switch out because he knew the Earthquake was coming, and I went into my Halucha. So he switches out as well. He's like, darn, and then he goes into Quillfish. I mean, like, Quillfish would have also been weak to Earthquake, which is why I'm like, but I can see why, because he has Intimidate. I can see why, so I'm like, this actually really is not the best matchup for me because Quillfish resists fighting. Quillfish, I mean, it intimidated me. What can I do if I'm already losing attack? I can't do nothing, even though Halucha is like a god. Can't do anything even though I'm intimidated. So I just go into my Empoleon, assuming I was gonna get hit with a water type attack, and I know he was setting up Spikes here, which I'm like, I really don't want to take any more Spikes damage, and it's gonna be a problem because he's gonna keep setting up Spikes, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all. But I'm also not worried about it because I went for Scald. I was thinking here he might switch out. So if anything, maybe I could get a burn, and I get a burn. Go me, I get a burn. I get the luckiest Scald burns ever. So even though he is setting up Spikes, he's unaware that I have Defog on Empoleon, and that's why he ended up still setting up Spikes. But now he withdraws, and here is where I ended up going for a Defog. And I didn't really care what came in. Like, I mean, Lantern can come in. It gets rid of my own my own rocks too, but at the benefit of getting rid of all those spikes, especially because I guess Empoleon would be taking a lot coming in. Huluja wouldn't be taking anything, neither would Zapdos, but like at least half my team I'm pretty sure would be taking spikes damage, so I really wanted to get rid of spikes. He goes for an ice beam, predicting me to switch. This time, that was a crit by the way, this time I thought, hey, he's gonna predict that, and I stayed in and went for Flash Cannon, and I thought Flash Cannon might do more than Scald, but it turns out it does literally nothing, and I thought that maybe he might also want to set up another substitute, which I did not want to risk happening at all. Substitute I really did not want at all. So he gets the special attack boost, takes life orb damage, and here is where I went for the Scald. I was really hoping the Scald could take it out because I really do not have much life in me, especially with a boosted electric type attack. Luckily I take it out. Lantern, not a problem, and I get some leftovers recovery. So I freaking love Empoleon. Empoleon, his sprite especially, is the coolest thing, especially when it goes in the little 360 view when you play live. It has like this badass just like face that looks like it's gonna screw you up. So I go into my Zapdos here expecting the earthquake because it's obvious, but he goes for the rock slide. And I should have known, because that just about takes me out. I'm in range where an ice shard is going to take me out, which is exactly what's going to happen, and there's really no point in me switching, and I'm like, I guess I'm sacking off Zapdos here. Zapdos, you did nothing this match. Nothing at all. So Mamoswine, I realize, is the biggest threat to my team, and I mean, it would do neutral Charizard, but honestly I thought Ice Shard would probably kill me. I don't know, but he goes for the Intimidated Earthquake still does a decent amount, like it's gonna 2-hit KO at this point, regardless of whether he was burned or not, it was gonna 2-hit KO. So it's fine, but the Intimidate in the end is going to be a problem. He goes for Aqua Jet just to get damage, which does like 10 hit points, probably a little bit more, but it really does like damage that doesn't really matter. So he takes, no, he ends up dying. Quillfish ends up dying, which is fine. Quillfish wasn't really a big problem in the first place, and goes back into Mamoswine, where I'm just like, Ice Shard is probably gonna kill me. Probably gonna kill anything that I would have brought in, so that's why I left Charizard in to die. I mean, like, I have a Huluja. Huluja is not gonna do that. And then, like, I would have obviously gone into my Aegislash before, but obviously I had the Earthquake to fear, and this is where he, I guess, thought I might King Shield, so he went for the Rock Slide. I mean, I just ended up going for Shadow Ball for damage, and it does a lot, and it takes it out, so I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to worry about it at all, and I'm super happy because I don't have to worry about Aegislash, and then X-Plot comes in, and I'm just like, well, that's gonna suck. So I withdraw Aegislash and go into my Empoleon basically as fodder to see what X-Plot does. Boom Burst was pretty expected. Empoleon takes a lot from that. A lot. Just way too much. And this is where he takes me out with another Boom Burst. And I don't like Boom Burst at all. Boom Burst might end up taking out the rest of my team. So I was scared of that. And I go into my Hulucha now, hoping that I could live a Boom Burst. And I really thought that he was going to fear the high jump kick and switch out. Needless to say, he stayed in, and this is where Hulucha dies. I made a bad misplay, bad prediction, should have just gone for high jump kick, but it did not work out. I thought maybe he was going to switch out, so I went for Stone Edge, and there I actually thought that he still had Flygon, and that's why I went for Stone Edge as opposed to anything else. I totally forgot, it totally slipped my mind, the Flygon died first turn. It was in the battle for so little that I forgot that it even fainted, and that is my fault right there. So I go into my Aegislash now because my last Pokemon, King Shield, obvious. I think he's locked into Boom Burst here. He has to be choiced, and I end up taking Boom Burst damage. It is my own fault that I did not go for High Jump Kick with Hulucha. Stance change, and then I'm going to end up going for the Sacred Sword because that is the only thing I can do. I cannot hit it with a Shadow Ball or anything else. So Sacred Sword for the kill, super effective, take it out. I should have taken it out a long time ago, but I made a bad misplay. So he goes into Scizor. This is where we play some mind games because he's gonna Mega Evolve, and I actually thought he might just Bullet Punch. Well, not Bullet Punch, but like I don't think Bullet Punch would take it out. But he went Protect, thinking that I would go for the King Shield. And little did you know, I went for the King Shield, playing it very obvious, and he did not want to obviously lose Scizor. So he goes for Bullet Punch, still doesn't take me out, because H-Slash just didn't want to die. So here I go for the Shadow Ball, hoping that I could do a bit of damage. Maybe I should have gone for Sacred Sword, but I have the Spooky Plate, so my attacks are boosted, my ghost type attacks are boosted, so I figured maybe let's just go for Shadow Ball. But it came down really close, and it was a really fun match, so I had a lot of fun on stream. And if you ever have some free time and I happen to be streaming, you can feel free to stop by. We have a chat, and then I have usually like a Skype call with some people, and I stream, and sometimes I like giving away some Pokemon because I know you guys actually value like my Pokemon for a reason. Some people like Pokemon. And as always, I love you guys so very much, and have a wonderful day. And if you're not already subscribed to me, then maybe you should, because I upload Pokemon content every day, and I love you very much. If you subscribe to me, I love you tons. So have a wonderful day, and bye.